Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Tongren session. For people that are new to us, just give us a hello. This is International Global Healing, or Tongren Distance Healing, and each person gets to put in their own request. We know from experience, and for myself over 25 years, that even a small boost from our international community, it is supportive to keep that healing momentum going. That's why we all do it. Sometimes we have one-on-one sessions for longer times, which are great. And in between that, we recommend people do a boost of healing and keep that momentum. The body responds by getting traction and momentum, as I've experienced and with my patients as well over all of these times and all of these years. So welcome to Instagram and all of our other locations. And we're going to get right into it. But like I say, if you're new, this is a Tongren distance healing technique that I actually teach coming up in actually a couple of weeks. If people want to learn how to do it, because our goal is to hand it off to as many people as possible so they can treat their friends, family, patients, and anyone that is in need of an effective healing system. So let's begin right away. So we're looking at we are right now broadcasting on StreamYard through Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So if you have any questions about anything as well, let me know. So here we are. And we are on anusarawellness.com for people putting in their requests. And we will begin right away with Gartor. And as always, let me know how people are doing in terms of better, worse, no change, which is also sometimes a good thing. And then just keep going, because I will also integrate other things to support you. It's not just about me. If there are herbal, nutritional, light therapy, quantum biology, other types of support from a holistic perspective, I want to share that with everyone as well. So, Mumashari, yes, good to see you. And Gartor and Faris and Edna, hello and welcome. So we use these tools. It's not about these tools. It's about our intention and our heart of compassion for healing. That's how it actually really works at the deepest level. If you've ever had an experience where somebody's thinking about you or praying for you, that is actually, from a quantum biology perspective, a healing, even biophotonic or entanglement type of transmission or simultaneous opening of blockages. Sounds obscure, sounds bizarre, but it actually is true, proven by science and physics. So let's begin. So we do a full body tune-up because we are a full integrated body. So what I'm doing is I'm focused on, this is a map. This is actually just a map, and it helps me focus my monkey mind to be targeting very specific things. That's all this is. So we do blood flow to the brain to initialize the brain, and then we want to focus on the yin and yang perspective of the body, which is active and passive, or proactive and regulatory, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So blood flow, because the brain wants to communicate with everything. And then I'm going to read this specific request. Please tap for aortic sclerosis, enlarged prostate, and obesity. So let's do it. So let's work on inflammation. There's systemic inflammation, any itis or osis. T1 to T8. So we have cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and sacrum. They all have different nerves that do different functions. So nurture wellness with Marie Oh, Marie, welcome. You got some good news, if that's the Marie I'm talking about. You got some good news? Of course, you had good news. We just focus actively and get momentum in your direction again. That's what this is about. And you did it. You turned it around because of all the great things you're doing. So T1 to T8. Marie, yes. Your picture's super tiny. But Marie, I'm so glad about your recent tests. And we're going to just rock it through better and better and better. You got this. And if you need another one-on-one Tongren just to put you over, we're going to do that too. Whatever it takes, kid. T1 to T8. Aorta is T7. See, we can be very specific. Prostate is L3. Obesity is inflammation. So obesity, you really got to look at your diet because that is the source. What you do 3 times a day, 1,000 times a year has an impact on your entire body. But it is the greatest opportunity for control for reversing disease. Number 1, that's what you can do. And prostate L3. And then, as always, grounding, Gartor. Thank you for joining again. And next we work with Faris, who is in Europe. Tap for your mom, eyesight issues, constipation, has to get up at night to urinate. So that's inflammation, and that is eyes, bowels, and bladder. Okay, let's focus on that specifically. And if we can all have in our mind positive energy for Faris's mom to also help her, believe it or not, that will amplify what I'm doing. In addition, I'm also amplifying things with biophoton technologies. So blood flow to the eyes. So if you watch me long enough, you're going to see blood flow, nerve flow, and when needed, craniosacral flow. 3 things for optimal health. The third one, especially for blood cancers, bone marrow, white blood counts, red blood counts, ITP, all of those things, very specifically. Blood flow to the brain. And I, C3, nerve flow. So constipation can also cause excessive urination because that is pressure on the bladder. So that's how that works. So let's work lumbosacral plexus for the constipation. So we've talked about it before. There are specific herbs. You do like a 6-day round of Cascara sagrada. There are also the specific ozonated magnesium oxide herbs as well. And then S1 to S5 for the bladder. And the ouch point for the eyes as well. So very specific points for very specific goals and very specific results. That's the amazing part of Tongren. Hopefully you can all see me well. Let me know. And let's say okay, all social media, 2 Facebooks and a YouTube and a partridge in a pear tree for number 3 is on track. It's good when the technology works. And for Edna, very specific, weak left arm. So that's a nerve flow to the left arm, left leg, arms and hands. That's nerve flow to the arms and hands. Left foot drop is because the nerve communication is deficient for the leg. So I suggest castor oil and Tongren, of course, and massage therapy, big time. So let's work on blood flow to the brain. Okay, so nerves for the arms, what we call the brachial plexus. Everything that deals with the arms starts in the neck. Everything that deals with the legs starts in the waist, hip to hip, lumbosacral plexus. Left leg, left foot drop, as expected. Same side. So I would definitely do massage and yoga if possible. Inflammation behind vocal cords, so see 3, 4, and 5. And let me know how everybody's doing. I want to hear from you guys. And Friendly Humanoid also asks for edema. And Olnek, you're talking about high PSA numbers. What are those numbers? So we can actually have an idea of what we have and where we are going with that. And I see your request, Happy Mama, Outgoing Trailblazer, Friendly Humanoid, Christy, and so on. Okay. But it's really helpful to know if week by week, better, worse, the same, if you're trying or using the herbal recommendations or the castor oil recommendations or the light therapy recommendations. It's important to me to know what's working, what's not working for you, and what we can also recommend and share that information with others. This is a community. It's not just about me. I learn from you, you learn from me. We want to basically raise the bar for awareness and opportunities for everyone in the entire community. That's critical. And let's go back to brachial plexus, lumbosacral plexus, and the ouch point of the left foot drop and weak right ankle. So again, what's common? Brachial plexus, a lumbosacral plexus. That's what's common to all leg stuff. And the vocal cords, C4, 5, and 6. Vertigo, GV17. We have a point for everything. Very famous person says, I have a plan for everything. Well, Joe says, I have a point for everything. Or a blockage identification for everything. And we want to work on the thyroid nodules. The best thing for thyroid nodules, believe it or not, a round of iodine and sea vegetables long term. I did it for my mom. It works. Because iodine, and stop drinking water with fluoride, and eating bread with bromide, which is white bread. Those 4 things will reverse your thyroid issues. And number 5, Tongren. C6, C7. TV20, 22, thyroid, hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid connection, and grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. And nurture wellness with Marie. Any specific requests? But you're my teacher. I learned a lot from you. We are a good team. And we never give up. Did you order the ITP kit, by the way? That's one other question I have. Okay, blood flow to the brain. Command points of the brain and brain stem. This is how I teach it. Anybody want to learn Tongren? Let me know. Coming up are Tongren classes. Cleanse. We have a cleanse coming up. One of the best cleanse opportunities after my 25 years experience. It's easier than colonics, easier and better than colonics, easier and better than enemas, more effective as well. And it's based upon techniques developed in 1895 by Nikola Tesla. So it's been around for a long time. It works really well. All right, we want to keep the platelets normal and improving even more. But have you made a decision on the ITP kit? I think that would be a good boost. But I think I keep forgetting that there are some ingredients that you don't want. I think that's what I keep repeating, that it may be an issue. But let me know. But we will work very specifically on platelets. Where do platelets come from? From the bone marrow. When people ask for perfect blood, how do you get perfect blood? You make sure that the bone marrow is optimal, and what nourishes the bone marrow is specifically craniosacral fluid. But I think it would be a good round to do a round of the ITP kit. We'll monitor maybe your next readings to see and to bring you into record high counts again. Thinking 200K. That's where we're going. And let's look on our other social. Oh, there you are. Joanne, nice to see you. We will work with Joanne and Marie. So, prostate. This is the second prostate. Third, there are 3 already. Number 1, and I'm a little crooked. Number 1, prostate care or prostate support from a company called Crystal Star. Number 2, exercises for the waist for the prostate. Number 3, anti-inflammation foods and other herbs as well. And of course, Tongren to open the blockage. Marcia Zace, welcome. And we're going to talk specifically about cancer. For when I recommend to cancer, first round, Native American herbs, 2. At the same time, cleansing and detoxing the colon and the entire digestive tract. Number 3, detox with clay. So those are the first three things to do, in addition, of course, to Tongren. Very specific things, and there are more, but those are the first three things to do, I recommend, for lung cancer and other cancers, Marcia. Welcome. Blood flow to the brain for Joanna, Marcia, and Marie. Enlarged prostate, that's called BPH. So the prostate support from Crystal Star Company, or if you want an Ayurvedic version, from Himalaya. And there are other specific things. And bladder stones. Castor oil packs on the bladder and prostate area. For the lungs, castor oil packs as well, with anti-inflammatory essential oils. And welcome, Marcia. Is there a specific person for the lung cancer? But we will work for all people with lung cancer regardless. Blood flow, nerve flow to the bladder and the prostate. L3 for the prostate, S1 to S5 for the bladder. Kidney stones, stone breaker. The number one herb for that kidney stones is called Chanca Piedra. That's the classic one. There's a famous herb called stone breaker, specifically for kidney stones. In addition to that, hydration, castor oil packs, and herbs. T1 to T8 for the bladder, prostate, because they all start with inflammation, including cancer. And then lung cancer. And then Marie, you're next. We will do a complete protocol. T3 for the lungs. For all cancers, for everyone, oxygen is anti-cancer. Proven by science, Otto Warburg, and so many more. So therefore, more oxygen, less cancer. Even people do hyperbaric chambers, which is an advanced way to accelerate oxygen by diffusion into the cellular respiration process. So sky window and the phrenic nerve. And you can't see me, so let me move back just a little bit. The herb is called Stone Breaker. Classic. A liver gallbladder cleanse is highly recommended for stones, so you can release them normally. If you actually take these herbal supplements, you should also be doing castor oil, and then ideally a liver gallbladder cleanse to finish the process correctly. And continue with the oxygen protocol for lung cancer and all other cancers. And then we will do the craniosacral fluid process for all bone marrow, Marie, and others process as well. So first oxygen, also for Marie, phrenic nerve, to CV17, then lung 1, additionally, for lung cancer, there is an anti-cancer breathing technique, which will bring more oxygen to the lungs as well. So it's hard to assess the cause of things such as lung cancer, prostate, but a lot of times it's inflammation, a lack of oxygen, period. Deficiency and toxicity has been the classic understanding, definition, and research since the 16, 17, 18, 1900s, and wherever we are now, to deficiency and toxicity in the sake of cancer, deficiency of oxygen, period. And that completes the lung protocol. And I always tell people, even with a diagnosis, a part of you may have an issue such as lung issues or lung cancers, but that's a part of you. You can be a witness to that part, and you can transform that part. But don't be afraid of that part, because the rest of you is perfect, holy, sacred, and you can transform that. And with the knowledge of Tongren to open a simple blockage, Tongren, Tuina massage, or acupuncture, a very specific blockage, you can reverse this, guaranteed. What city are you in now, Marcia? And you're welcome, Joanna. So now we will do a craniosacral fluid support for the entire body, including Marie, perfect blood for Mumashari, any other leukemia or ITP or fatigue possibly for everyone else. So blood flow to the brain, and in Chinese medicine we call it the crystal palace. And so just keep an eye on your feet. Sometimes smoke comes from your feet while we do this protocol, but it'll be okay. Craniosacral fluid, the crystal palace, focusing on the microcosmic orbit, which is the Chinese version or the Chinese classical explanation of modern science, which is the craniosacral fluid outflow and circulation, nourishing the bone marrow. GB17, T1, T1 to T12, L1 to L5, S1 to S5. T1 for the bones and bone marrow is 1. GB39 for the bones and bone marrow. And then grounding. So let me know if you have any smoke coming from your feet. Remember, I kid, but I take everything seriously for everybody's condition. And my goal is to give as much detail to help everyone as much as possible. Sherborne, same as I know from prior years when I took your workshop at your place, probably 15 years ago. Next, we work with Tracy and Friendly Humanoid. So your PSA was a high of 22. Don't do any more biopsies because that can make things worse. But monitor it. Take action through herbs, cleansing, Gleason score, 4 plus 4 equals 8, 4 of 15 samples, 3 plus 4 equals 7, 1 of 15 samples. So give me a little more explanation on that. I forget exactly, because I think it was how many parts were identified with a cancer or potential cancer. I think that's what that's all about. Leonard, yes, please tap with me. We got a great person on our team, Leonard. Awesome. So let's make sure we don't miss anybody. Edema, we were working. We did Hashimoto's. Okay, outgoing. Oh, we missed. We've gone past a few. All right. Tap for closing the hole in your daughter's heart. I knew somebody that had that their whole life. Didn't affect them. Blood flow to the brain. Command points of the brain, including growth hormone, GB20. And T5, T6 for the heart, and CV17 for the heart chakra. CV17. Yeah, let me know how that's going for your granddaughter's heart. Even the hole may stay there for their whole life, won't negatively impact them, but the body has ways to work around these things. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Tracy. So, migraine left eye with neck tightness, blood flow to the brain. And I'm curious with everyone, what other Tongren station events or broadcasts do you also watch? I'm curious. The other good ones, because I want to recommend other days to other people as well, in addition to me. Blood flow to the brain. So, migraine left eye with neck tightness. Those are, in many ways, the same thing. So we work specifically on gallbladder 20 in the back of the head. And you need to get the neck open. That will create the migraine left eye situation. You need to liberate the blood flow to the brain. So we will work on the occiput as well. And rickets, which is bones. T1 for the bones. And the microbiome for absorption. Immune boost as well. T1 to T8 for EBV, and there are homeopathic tinctures for that. And detox liver and kidneys, T9 right side, L2 left and right side for the kidneys. So a good thing for the neck tightness, shoulder release point, gallbladder 21, right in the center of the shoulders. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. So Chris T, any improvement, better, worse, or the same? So let's work on T1 to T8 inflammation, phrenic nerve for oxygenation, T3 for the lungs, T9 for the liver, lumbosacral plexus, L1 to L5 for endometrial peritoneal, so L1 to L5, S1 to S5. Ascites is oftentimes a misfolding of proteins. What I recommend is sun gazing first thing in the morning. In fact, I recommend that for every single person here. I do it every single day. I watch the sunrise. It reinitializes your endocrine system, reinitializes your bioelectrical system, and it sends all the needed hormones throughout the entire body according to need and according to time, where you are on the planet as well. So as I say for cancers, round 1, you can always do Tongren. Round 2, 2 specific Native American herbal approaches. I'm an herbalist, and I found 2 that are critically beneficial. Number 3, if it's also beneficial to cleanse with an oxygen flooding process. 2 parts. 1 is for the entire digestive tract. 2 is play for detox. And additionally, some people go for fenbendazole and ivermectin, which is another option. Lots of scientific data and research. And case studies, I see probably 3, 4, 5 case studies a week on that. So let's do it. G for perfect blood and Lara for calm. Blood flow to the brain and GB13 right side. G for perfect blood, T1. And we did the craniosacral fluid entire process. And then let's do a lymph tune-up for everyone. And for Sherry. 6-part process, sky window, axillary lymph, inguinal lymph, and of course the spleen. And the common peaceful mind, the large GB13 right side, in Tong third eye connecting to your true self, and balance hormones, sunrise, sunlight, sun gazing, but hypothalamus and pituitary, GB20 and 22. And we did edema, a complete lymph drainage tune-up. been hard to breathe? Give me a little bit more information on that. And what is the possible cause? And then we will give some other possible information, even some Chinese medicine herbs called lung clear, which is an option. Blood flow to the brain, and then T3 for the lungs. Tap for detox. T1 to T8. T3 for the sinuses. T3 for the lungs. CV17 for breathing. And detox sinus and lung conditions. So T9, right side, liver health, which is also for detox. Cognitive dysfunction. Blood flow to the brain for Augustina and for Sunny Jam. Carotid artery, vertebral artery, occipital artery. Blood flow to the brain and the brain stem for Augustina, GD17. So, how's everybody doing on Instagram and everybody doing on all of our social media? Probably so. Offer any other information you might have, Marcia, about your lung condition. We will transform that. I mean, you have so much experience as well. So that would be, and anything I can do to support you, just let me know, and we will do that. I'm presuming it's stage 1 as well. So let's continue on. So blue sky, hello blue sky. Are you the blue sky from Connecticut? Blood flow to the brain. Charlie, Tom Tam, Amy, and Henry. Amy and Henry, I thought they weren't doing it anymore, but that's good to know. So let me know when you're seeing. I think Charlie is at 9:30 on Mondays, because I want people to know about him. Tom Tam, special one on Saturday at 10. Amy and Henry, no idea. Molly, I don't know who that is. Tell me who Molly is and when you see her. Because I'd like it if people could see someone every day. Of course, mine might be the most fun, but these are all associates of mine, and they are awesome, and they are brilliant. The only one I don't recognize is Molly. Okay, healthy heart, T5 for Isaac. And Karen Tonsil, T3, C3, 4, and 5. So always think of a cancer area as cancer possibly is stagnation. What's the opposite of stagnation? Circulation. What is one of the best things for circulation? Is castor packs. Of course, opening a blockage. And then increased sunlight, which increases the easy water of your entire body, which increases charge, which increases blood flow as well. Circulation. Core concepts that can really help people a lot. Okay, A little bit warm here. About 125 degrees in this room right at this moment, but we'll get through it. Tonsils, ouch point. Of course, I was born in the age of tonsil removal. I have no tonsils. Tonsils are part of the immune system. Don't ever let them take them from you. And breast cancer, T3, T4. And blood flow and nerve flow, so T4, and mammary arteries, lung 1, lung 2 area. And blessings to you, Lisa, as well. And additionally for the heart, CV17, the laser would be good for that area as well. So it would be great if people would tell me if they're interested in our $10 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday, 10 p.m. at night. Wow. Interesting. Amy and Henry have a practice in Massachusetts. Hands-on and Tongren, it seems, as well. Molly, tomorrow, which is Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Are these people listed on Tongren Station? 10 p.m. at night is tough. But whatever works. So we've already worked with Chris D. The same. And friendly humanoid. Chris D. Okay, you're using ivermectin and mebendazole. It works. I still always recommend to consult your doctor with any of those things. And to also for long term, I look at an herbal approach. Okay, and we have an amazing trio. These people are actually famous. Wow. Rachel, Luna, and Rio. A trifecta. Woohoo. Lung health. Hard to breathe. Blood flow to the brain. And for Tracy, if you email me, I can send you a link for the homeopathy for EBV. So, Molly is 8:30 Friday mornings. Yeah, I don't remember her. Molly Lonnie. Do you know what city she's in? Is she local? Is she one of my community in Boston, in the Massachusetts area? So let's work on Rachel, Luna, Rio. Middle name Luna, last name Rio. Amy and Henry on Saturday at 12 noon. And, oh, Molly is in Vermont. So I may know her. Lung health. T3 for lungs. T1 to T8 for the immune system. Hard to breathe. Close your eyes, put your mind in CV17. CV17 for the lungs, and lung 1, lung 2, Chinese medicine, where you probably get the acupuncture in that area. Again, CV17 for breathing. And Tracy, yeah, I think you have my email address. I just don't know if I have the exact information. Company is called Pure Formulas, and I think the remedy is called EBV, homeopathic company called Pure Formulas, I think. So I don't want to give you any information that may not be 100% accurate. So Amy and Henry on Saturday at 12 noon. I know Amy. I've worked with Amy even before she knew there was a Henry over 20 years ago. In Quincy, Massachusetts, we worked together. And she found her Henry. They got together, and now they have a place, I think, in Stoneham. And Vermont is Molly. So thank you. Pass the word. Do what we can. And for Marcia, we have a note here, stage 4. So Dr. Rath in Europe has a very specific protocol based upon a book called The End Victory Over Cancer, targets specifically for micronutrients for metastasis. Number 1. Number 2 is clay. Number 3 is, of course, Tongren. And the 2-part First Nations Native American herbal protocol that I recommend, important for you. One is short-term and long-term prevention. And welcome everyone on Instagram. And Marcia, if you want to reach out, let's get together and talk. Tongren alone is very good, opening your blockage. T1 to T8. $35 Graham, welcome. Or even some healing sound, Qigong exercises for the lungs. That's an option as well. Rachel and Marcia. The healing sounds. Okay, let's do a round check for everyone. We are on time, shockingly. Okay, so let's do a Qigong for everyone. So for doing ivermectin and bendazole, if you could share where your cancer markers were before and after, that would be great to see. If you're willing to share, that would be awesome. Gives people hope and inspiration as well. They do work, and I've done research and found lots of case studies, especially for cancer in Canada, rather. No surprise, there is less suppression there, and in the US and Europe as well. So this is also for breathing. Imagine white light filling your lungs and expanding, cleaning up everything. Other things that clean up areas are intermittent fasting or even 1, 2, or 3 day water fasting as another option. Okay. You're welcome, Mumashari. Thank you for coming. You're doing great. Okay. Mumashari, Laura, Sid, welcome. And then we'll do one quick check. Which was that CA 125, friendly humanoid? Friendly humanoid, I'm just double checking your specific friendly humanoid. Endometrial, peritoneal, lung, and liver with ascites. The ascites, I really recommend sun gazing for that low blood pressure, GV17, low red blood count, T1, and the bone marrow, small airway disease, all the lung work we've done today. And is that a CA 125 friendly humanoid? So let's do our clearing tone. Rachel Luna Rio. Okay, let me know if I missed anybody. Hopefully not. Renee. Renee, thank you for joining on YouTube. Great to see you. Blessings, healing energy to all of you. I will see you next week. What I suggest now is to let the energy continue. Don't get up and run out the door. Let the energy do more work. Have something to drink, even something like high electrolyte coconut water. My favorite when it's hot. Love and blessings to all of you. Marsha, if you want to reach out, we can talk. Happy to support you. And everyone else, go to many Tongren broadcasts. Great. And biophoton blessing to all of you. Have a great day. Shah is a regular for Tom's class in Haverhill. You mean the Shah Sprague? That's cool. Cool to know. Have a great day, everyone.